This is the first four-door coupe from Volkswagen. It was unveiled as a concept at the Detroit Auto Show last year and has made a fairly quick arrival on South African shores. Well, we're actually quite glad about that because we've quite enjoyed having a good look at this car in the flesh. It's called the CC, and these lines have got tongues wagging on VW's new design direction for this segment.
Bizarre. I've searched, but I cannot find the word Passat anywhere on this car. This is the replacement in South Africa of the Passat. Everywhere else in the world it's known as the Passat CC, but you'll notice in SA this is all we get, CC, which stands for Comfort Coupe. I'm wondering if they think that just by erasing that word Passat, it's going to get rid of the bad connotation that that car always had in South Africa. It was always known as Pas gekoop, Passat gery. Well, initially, just looking at the styling, this is no longer an old man's frumpy old car. It is elegant, it's luxurious, it even looks pretty. It really does.
I totally agree. The CC is a pleasure to look at, and far from being a boring old sedan, it's got some sporty lines and aspects that give it plenty of presence on the road. Although, not everyone's in agreement about that.
A lot of you are probably still not convinced, and you're going to think that this is a lot similar to what you saw 3.5 years ago when the Passat came out. But let me tell you, it is longer, it is wider, and it is a lot lower to the ground. It's got this amazing rakish roofline, and then of course it's got 4 doors, which in itself is a bit bizarre to be called a coupe, because my understanding is coupe means 2 doors. But Mercedes-Benz did it with the CLS, and this does look quite a lot like it. It even looks a bit like the old Ford Falcon, heaven forbid. But for me, it is a beautiful car. It's got stylish lines, something that I don't think the Passat ever had. Suddenly you have a vehicle that looks like it's been designed by people who actually are passionate about cars. Got to tell you, I am confused because you get inside the CC and the first thing that jumps out at you is just luxury, elegance, refinement, lovely chrome detailing, the wood veneer they've brought through. I know Lindsay absolutely hates that. She says it should be a little bit funkier and more sportier, but this isn't a sporty car. It's called the Comfort Coupe for a reason, and it's got all the comfort. And this is where I get confused because people are saying it is way overpriced, starting at the late 340s. The one we in is 365. They're going, it's crazy. VW used to be a people's car, so it should be affordable. But that's exactly like an Audi. An Audi was always the luxurious version of VW, the Lexus of Toyota. It's no longer the case. Look at the cars that VW are producing. We've got the exact same refinement, exact same level of comfort. So people need to almost lose that perception, I guess, because you're not getting into a cheaper brother, you're getting into an equivalent. And in terms of the cars we've driven, the CC for me is a car that, wow, I suddenly am cool and calm. Traffic doesn't frustrate me. I'm just ready to sit back and enjoy the ride. It is smooth. I haven't even been tempted to really thump the right foot down very hard. And when you do, it's got more than enough. With a 2-litre turbo motor, it's got 147 kilowatts. That's plenty. The car does go. But I think you get more caught up in the comfort and the luxurious nature of the drive. It's got some amazing features. The version we in as an added extra has got climate control seats, so I can now cool my back and my bottom or heat them up if so be the case. It's got park assist, so when I'm driving it'll tell me what parking space the car will be able to fit into. That for me really is done. You should be able to see that. But it does have a very cool feature which they've put in is self-sealing tires. So if you've got a little gash in your wheel below 5 millimeters, it'll actually seal itself. It's got a viscose liquid in it, and that's pretty handy because I think that is something you can use. But park assist, do me a favor, open your eyes and judge for yourself. So my advice for people out there that are commenting on the CC and saying, wow, it's crazy the price, catch a wake up and actually do a bit of research, because if you look around, all the competitors are all within the same price category. You're looking at 323 BMWs, C230 Mercs or C200 Mercs, Mazda 6s, Honda Accords, they're all starting at the late 340 category. Even the Audi A4, which I guess people are immediately going to look at, is at the same price as the CC. So ultimately, people's perceptions need to change because VW is no longer a cheap and chirpy, fun people's car to drive. It has got all the level of refinement, sophistication of what you come to expect with a German engineered vehicle, like the Audis, like the BMWs, like the Mercs. And as such, pricing I think is actually surprisingly competitive. And they've thrown in a lot of extras where normally you'd pay for them. VW managed to just remove the Passat badge off the back of the CC, but is that going to help South Africans erase that negative image they have of the Passat brand? The car has done exceptionally well for them in Europe, but never been good in South Africa. The CC, I believe, is going to change all of that because it really is a beautiful looking car. Not only on the outside, but inside as well. It drives well, has got great engines supporting it with 3 models out there, and I think pricing is actually pretty competitive. So my advice to all of you is open your eyes and have a look at the view out there, because there really is a new kid on the block when it comes to luxury saloons. I can't really say that because it's not a saloon, it's a coupe. It's also not a coupe because it's got 4 doors. I'm confused.